Here's a fun fact. The average person takes in 74 gigabytes of information every day. That's the equivalent of watching 16 movies. So it's no wonder we have trouble remembering anything. We are overloaded and bombarded with information all day long. Between emails and Slack messages and meetings and everything else we have going on, it is hard for your message to get through. And it is even harder for that message to stick with our people. You might think that you're having communication problems because of a lack of clarity, because your message isn't coming across clear, or they're making assumptions and not asking questions, when in reality, a lot of our miscommunications happen simply because of our limited memory capabilities. And as you've probably experienced, this is a major problem. It disrupts productivity and it erodes trust, because do you really want to give over decision-making authority or give someone more autonomy when you're not sure they're going to remember the most important criteria or have the full picture for the context? Now, don't worry, because I'm going to share 3 strategies to help you overcome this communication memory challenge that we all have to deal with every day. Welcome to the Modern Manager. I am Amy Canfor-Stewart, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Every week, I share tips and strategies to help you be a rockstar manager with a thriving team. Now, before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. You might be a great communicator, or you might be an average communicator, but it doesn't really matter if people can't remember what you've said to them. So today, we're going to look at 3 strategies that will help make your messages stick. Up first, make someone repeat back to you what they heard. This might seem simple or even a little childish, but the brain works differently when we are hearing information versus when we are speaking information. So to ensure someone has really heard and is committing to memory the information you're sharing, have them simply repeat it back. So instead of simply stating, "We need the project report due on Friday," ask them, "I need the report due on Friday. When do you think you can get it to me?" And that invites them to say, "Not a problem. I'll get it to you by Friday." And simply by having said that information, it will get rewired into the brain in an additional capacity. Tip number 2, follow up any conversations in writing. Conversations are wonderful for sharing nuance, for making sense of things, for talking something out, but they are temporary. It's really hard to go back and reference a conversation. We end up having to rely on our memories way too much. So follow up any important conversation by documenting the key takeaways, the decisions, important dates, or anything else that needs to be highlighted. Now, this could be done using an AI tool for your meetings like Fathom or Otter or Zoom's AI companion. Just make sure that you review the summary and the takeaways to make sure that they are accurate before sending them out. You could also follow up with a simple email or a memo or even a Slack message. And for any tasks or action items that have deadlines, make sure those go directly into your to-do list or your project plan, so you don't have to be searching for them and trying to remember what was that task and when was it due. By documenting this information, you ensure that everyone remembers it the same way, and anyone can go back and reference it when their memory gets a little foggy. And lastly, connect your content with a bigger picture why. We tend to remember things that are more meaningful, and a simple connection to a bigger purpose or a bigger impact can help make that other information much more important in our memories. So instead of saying something like, "It is so important that we stick to our timeline. I really need everyone to make sure that you are on top of your work," you could say something like, "It is so important that we stick to our timeline. We have so many other exciting projects coming down the line. And if we can't get this one off the ground on time, it's going to delay everything else that we have that we want to get done this year. So we really need to make sure that we're all on top of our tasks." When people hear that why, it helps them retain it so much more effectively. Remember that communication is not just about conveying your message clearly. It's also about ensuring that your message sticks so that people have that information or know where to get it when they need it. So try these tips and please let me know how it goes by leaving a comment down below. And while you're here, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you want more tips for managers on how to be a rockstar manager with a thriving team, go to themodernmanager.com. But before you do, make sure you check out my latest video.